I read 3 and I am accommodations training for test administrators. This training is intended to support test administration in management of testing accommodations and to minimize the use of inappropriate test settings during test administration. For successful management of accommodations, test administrators must be familiar with the students they serve for the test administration. IDOE released the 2018-19 Accessibility and Accommodations Guidance to provide directions regarding what accessibility features and accommodations can be provided to different populations of students. Please reference this document at the link provided to fully understand the support that can be provided for students. It is expected that test administrators are thoroughly familiar with accommodations and guidance prior to administering an assessment. The Accessibility and Accommodations Guidance is designed so that all students, including students with disability, English language learners, and English language learners with disabilities, are offered a more opportunity to show what they know and can do. All accessibility features and accommodations are divided into 3 groups: universal features, designated features, and accommodations. Within these large groups are 2 subgroups: embedded or online supports, which are provided by ILEARN's testing platform, and non-embedded supports, which cannot be provided by the platform and must be delivered by the local school. Notice that universal embedded features are automatically provided to all students. Universal non-embedded features may be provided to all students or any student at the determination of the local school. Designated features may be provided to any student who has a need as determined by the teacher or school. Designated features do not require that the student have a special learning plan to receive them. Accommodations are provided based on an identified need in the special learning plan. Remember that an accommodation is a change in standardized testing materials or procedures that allows certain populations of students to participate in the test and show what they know. Accommodations cannot change the constructs that is being measured, or the validity of the measurement suffers. This is the ILEARN Accessibility Framework. The framework emphasizes the different populations of students may be provided additional accessibility features and accommodations based on their individual needs. You can access and print this document from the Indiana Department of Education's ILEARN website. Accommodations and designated features are assigned at the student level by content area and test for the performance task and the non-performance task component. If a student's accommodations are incorrect, the corresponding plan must be updated and the CTC, Corporation Test Coordinator, must be contacted. The student should not test until the settings are correct. Designated features can be updated locally prior to testing. The test administrator can review settings in the TA interface. Once each student has logged in to begin testing, the test administrator can review each student's settings prior to testing to ensure that each student has the correct designated features and/or accommodations set and tied. The details column will tell you if the student has the standard or custom settings. There is also an eye icon in this column. When you select the eye icon, you will see the test settings. Here is where you can see the accommodations and assigned designated features. Please note that accommodations cannot be changed in the TA interface. Accommodations are pulled from Indiana's IEP system or submitted to the IDOE via a test upload. If a student's accommodations are incorrect, the corresponding plan must be updated. The student should not test until the settings are correct. Once the IEP or new DOE test upload has been submitted, accommodations changes will typically reflect by the following business day. Designated feature settings will vary depending on the assessment you are administering. Some of these features may have already been set and tied, but others may need to be manually set by the test administrator. Once you have reviewed the test settings for a student, select the Set button to return to the main approval screen. Note that adding and/or removing a designated feature to a student's test will never result in a test invalidation. Designated features are allowed for any student. This is different from accommodations, which may result in a test invalidation if incorrectly assigned. Test administrators may make changes to designated features directly in the system from the screen before or during student testing. Accommodations changes must be reported to the test coordinator and may require 1 business day to process changes. Test administrators are not permitted to update student accommodations directly within the TA interface. After students have been approved to join the session, some assessments may require a video or sound check, a TTS check, or a recording device check. To perform the video or sound check, the student must select the play button. To perform the TTS check, the student must select the speaker icon to hear the audio. To perform the recording device check, the student must first select the microphone icon to the audio record audio. Next, select the play button to review the recording. After all checks are completed, the student will select the continue button. If a student notices that any of the functionality checks are not working, the TA can work with the student to adjust the computer settings or get a loaner iPad from the CTC or STC. The students also have the option to view the test settings before they begin. Listed on the screen are a few additional resources that you may find helpful. Please use these resources. Thank you for your time.